video number 56 for violin and viola players. And in this video, we're actually going to start using our pinkies, our fourth fingers on our left hand. Now, fourth finger has just been hanging out and doing nothing. So these fingers have been getting stronger. You might remember when you were a beginner how much it hurt to press down and it hurt the tips of your fingers. You might have gotten little calluses there and like, oh my gosh, I'm pressing really hard. This still makes a bad sound. Well, guess what? Fourth finger has been doing nothing. On top of that, look how short fourth finger is. It's the weakest, it's the shortest, and right now it's the dumbest, okay? Because it hasn't been doing anything. So we're gonna have to strengthen it. Now, why would we use our fourth finger? Now, you should all have a tape for that fourth finger there, okay? If we're on the D string, we have first finger is E, second finger is F sharp, third finger is G, and fourth finger is A. Well, A is also open A. This is just a different way to play A. It's a more advanced way, it's a better way in most cases, is to use fourth finger instead of open A. Now, sometimes we will still use still use open A. Sometimes we will start using fourth finger. How will you know? Either I will tell you or your music will tell you. But the first thing is, I want to show you why we use fourth finger instead of open A. I'm going to play a song we're going to learn soon, very soon. It's Ode to Joy. And I'm going to play it with open A's. All right? And then I'm going to play it with fourth fingers. I want you to listen to the difference. Listen to how much those A's stick out. Now listen to this. I'm going to use my fourth finger to play A instead of switching to the A string. And how do I use my fourth finger? I put my fourth finger on the D string, okay? So listen. Instead of it just doesn't have quite the same tone quality as a fourth finger on the D string. Now, right now, honestly, it's going to be easier for you to play open A. Your fourth finger right now isn't going to sound good. Why? Because it's weak and it's short and it's dumb. We can't do anything about the shortness, but we can make it smarter and we can make it stronger, okay? So, another reason to use fourth finger, not just the tone quality thing, we've been working on vibrato, right? With your egg shakers. You should be doing that on a daily basis, okay? With vibrato, you can't really do that on open A. You can, but not easily, not as well. Vibrato, remember, makes the notes, the tone, enhances the sound quality. Now, if I play open A, sticks out now. So as you get more advanced and you learn vibrato, open A's are going to sound really awful, okay? So right now, fourth finger is going to sound worse. Totally normal. We got to use it though, so that we can one day be really advanced. Now, what's the first thing that we're going to do? The first thing we're going to do is learn number 82, and 82 is really just an exercise to strengthen your fourth finger, okay? So I want you to keep this little bit of knowledge kind of tucked back in your brain, because occasionally it will pop up in music. It'll show up in music. Number 82, I want you to look. It looks like open A, doesn't it? But it has a 4 above it. We're not going to play. Do you see how it also says, look at 82 and look at the second line of the explanation. It says 4 plus equals fourth finger pizzicato. That's with the left hand. So I'm not going to use my right hand at all. I don't need my bow in my hand. In fact, put your right hand somewhere you're not going to use it. Put it in your pocket, sit on it, whatever. Put it on top of your head. Do something weird with it, stick in your ear, whatever. Please don't stick it up your nose, that's disgusting. But what I'm going to do with my fourth finger, I am going to put my pinky in between the D and the G string. So violas, you'll be right here, okay? Violins, you're right here. And then pull it towards my hand. Now notice when I pull it, I'm gonna curl my finger. I'm gonna pull it back towards my hand, okay? So try that. Just pluck the D, and look what my elbow has to do to make this happen. We want that. We want the elbow in more towards our belly button or in towards your other arm. Just try plucking it a couple times. Okay, again, let me show you. You're going to put your fourth finger in between the D and the G string. Violas, that's between the D and the G right here. You're going to put it in between there and then pull. Okay? Just practice that a little bit. Now I want you in time to do pluck the D string 4 times. Okay? I've got 8th notes clicking. So we're going to do 4 quarter note Ds. Echo me. And go. D, 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 D. Try that again with your 4th finger. And D, 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 D. Now, if yours doesn't sound all that great, that's pretty normal. It's not easy for you to pull with your pinky, again, because yours is weak. I've been using my 4th finger longer than you've been alive. Literally, okay? The other things, make sure you're not flicking it. Look, don't do this. You're not flicking it up. You're pulling it back towards your hand. That's another common mistake. Now go to the A string and try to play that. And we're going to go a little slower now. Echo me. Open A. Ready, and go. A, 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 A. Now do 2 Ds, 2 A's. And go D, D, A, A. Now 2 A's, 2 D's. Go A, D, D. All right? There are other reasons for using your 4th finger other than we want to be able to do vibrato and we don't want our tone standing out. The open A, nasally sound the open A can get. Someday you might need to play something where it's a pattern that happens over and over again, and every note except the A would be on the D string. Something like this. I'm playing F sharp, G, and A. I'm not going to make you play that right now, okay? But if I tried to do that with open A, it's going to sound terrible, and I won't be able to go as fast. This is easy for me. Now watch. If I try to play open A, now you might have noticed when I have to really concentrate, I do this. Yeah, there's pictures of me playing my violin like that. It's embarrassing. But, so, you see how hard that is? And now you can really see the open A sticking out. In addition to, I can't go as fast. So that's another reason for doing that. And I'm showing you all that because some people, some of my students in the past have been very resistant to use their 4th finger. Like, oh, they're just too lazy. Well, guess what? Those lazy kids never get any good. So you got to practice it. You got it. 4th finger is going to be reluctant. It's kind of like the kid that never exercises and now the coach is making them run a mile. And they're like, oh, I don't want to. And they pretend to be sick all the time, right? 4th finger, no. It's being called up. You got it. You got to go. You got to use it. All right? Now, on 82, when we play 82, we're going to use our 4th finger. Again, we are going to be plucking because if you see what they've done, they have put a 4 plus sign, and sometimes you might just see the plus sign. Either way, it means that the 4th finger is going to pluck with the left hand. If the 4 is there with the plus sign or just the plus sign, it's going to be a left hand pizzicato. So put your right hand again somewhere where you're not going to use it. And now 82, we're going to play 82. With the metronome, I'm going to slow it down to 60. 8th notes are clicking. 1, 2, 82, pluck A, rest, rest, now D. Rest, rest, measure 2. A, rest, rest, now D. Rest, now 3 A's. A, rest, now 3 D's. Now 4 A's. And guys, the entire purpose for 82, you're not going to see that plus sign for a long time. In fact, you might not see it for a year or two, and then all of a sudden it pops up. Keep that tucked in your brain somewhere that the plus sign means to pluck with your left hand. The entire purpose of that is to strengthen your pinky, okay? When you actually use 4th finger in your music and you're playing it with the bow like I did a while ago when I was doing Ode to Joy, 86, look at Ode to Joy. That's what it looks like. It just has the finger above it and tells you that it's fourth finger. Same thing in 83. And we'll be learning 83 through 85 in the next video, exactly how to put our fourth finger down. Okay, you are going to need your tuner for the next video, so make sure you have that. And we'll do a little bit of echoing with our fourth fingers there.